It is June 24th, 2023, and you are watching Collision After Dark. Let's run the intro.
It's Collision After Dark, baby.
Oh, yeah. Collision After Dark. As you can see, I am not the JFB.
You're not.
He is on a special assignment this evening, but I am the JFK, Jeremy from Kentucky.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you
doesn't have as good a ring as JFB? I'm sorry.
But he also didn't do the other part where, like, you keep my supper warm. I'm the minister of sinister.
I thought about that, but I couldn't remember his whole spiel. I just remembered the supper warm part.
Yeah, keep my supper warm. I'm, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am the gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I go down smooth because I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Woo, all right. And we got a couple of cohorts with us this evening. I'm going to start with the gentleman right below me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Well, I've been on here a few times. It was the first time ever doing this, only for the second episode of, for the show. It's me, the only one and only man they call Cush. How's it going, everybody?
Doing well.
Doing good, man.
Well.
How are you?
Doing all right.
And right next to him is a very familiar face for these kind of shows. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
You guys know who I am. I am 1/4 of the four horsemen of Dynamite After Dark. I'm here, filling in, doing a little solid for Canada Dry. I'm effing Golden Graham. And as usual, I got my cereal bar with me, so let's go.
That's right. And not only that,
yeah,
he is a brand new Deadly Saint.
I am.
Yes. I saw that. Welcome to the fold, my friend.
Thank you.
We are ready to die.
We got to get these. We get these shows all knighted and sainted, right?
Oh yes. Is there a coronation process for this? Like, do we have like the sword we tap on the shoulders or anything like that?
We pour holy water down his throat till he passes out, and then we're like,
so we waterboard.
That's
them.
the initiation. Okay. if you don't make it through,
but it's holy water. But it's holy water, so it restores you as you die.
So it's holy waterboarding, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like so. If you
I was
die,
gonna say
this
is basically like a Green Beret test here. They got to be like waterboarded.
Yeah.
I think we need to change the subject because we are off topic. Holy shit.
Cush couldn't look more disgusted by our conversation at the moment.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I am obviously not JFB, so I am not going to be as fluid as him, but I will give it my shot here.
Is this the biggest belt buckle you've ever seen?
I live in Kentucky, so no.
I'm going to say no.
But check this out. A girl I dated gave it to me. It's got a special compartment.
I mean, that's big. But real quick, like, for those of you that know, I'm a Marine, so I've been around the country, and I've seen some, and I've worn some really big belt buckles. So,
yeah.
Does it have a secret compartment, though?
No, it does not.
Living in the South, and you see a bunch of, wannabe faux cowboys that walk around with gigantic belt buckles. So, yeah.
They're probably just someone's buckle bunny.
Let's get right into the show here, fellas, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
The show started off with a video package showing Punk, FTR, and Starks, and Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns, and pre-taped promos, kind of hyping up the main event. I thought this was kind of cool. I like this. I love the way Punk sounded on their promo in particular. I hate the way Juice Robinson sounds on his promos.
I hate when he sounds all the time.
He just sounds so cartoonish and just buffoonish. I didn't like that part, but I love CM Punk's part. What'd you guys think of this? Canada Dry, I'll start with you.
I love CM Punk's part. Hearing Juice Robinson, it's like a chalkboard scratch. I don't know. Like, is he part of the deal to signing Jay White? Like, you take me, I take Jay White. No deal.
His promos are just awful. Like he's got the voice like this. I'm Juice Robinson. Like, I don't know. I'm not digging it.
It's not working for him. It's not working for him.
No. Kush, what do you think, buddy?
Well, you done hit it on the head right there about that Canada Dry. I mean, everything that was right with CM Punk was just the opposite, man, with Juice Robinson. I mean, I've been saying all along, man, I can't stand that guy. You know, I don't know how. I mean, I know he don't talk like that in real life, but whatever you think he's doing, he need to quit it.
But you know what it is? He's trying too hard.
Yeah.
What you call it try hard, and it's just like when you try so hard, it just doesn't work. It's got to flow naturally from your system, right?
No, I feel like he I think he's just hamming it up too much and really trying to make somebody, man, want somebody kick his ass. And I thought he was gonna get that tonight, but oh well, not so far. Yeah, I wish CM Punk had a GTS on him or something like that. That would have been nice.
Golden Graham, what are your thoughts on these promos?
I mean, I liked it. It hyped up the main event. It did its job. And I'm gonna have to defend Juice Robinson here because you know what? I love the Bang Bang Gang. Let's go, okay? I love it. Like, he has grown on me so much since coming to AEW. Like, because I wasn't a big fan of him in New Japan. I'm like, but like, he seems to be getting more confident and having more charisma. Yeah, I mean, granted, his voice is a little annoying, but like, I think he's really playing into it. I think it's going to make his character that much better.
Well, I guess we will wait and see where that goes, and if we can, if he can sell us enough of that ham to convert.
He's rock hard. I'm always going to praise that. It's like the best nickname ever in human existence.
Would you buy a product called Rock Hard Ham by Juice Robinson?
Rock Hard Ham.
Yeah, because he's all
I like my ham. I like my meat to be tender. So
yeah.
No.
You know what?
That's not good advertising.
Rock Hard Ham.
You know what? It may not sound appropriate though, but you think talking about Rock Hard Ham, I can kind of understand why he came up with that name, dealing with who he's dating.
Oh.
Hi-oh. All right, let's move on to
keep those sensors ready there, in case we say anything.
Yeah. You want me to use my censor button?
Yeah, if you hear us sense something, just like hit the sensor.
All right. Tony Schiavone was in the ring. I didn't even hear who he was going to bring out to the ring. I kind of missed that, but Jericho ends up coming out.
It was Sting.
Yeah, Sting. I kind of thought that's what it was. Jericho makes an entrance with Minoru Suzuki. Jericho obviously is getting cheered because it's Canada, which he promptly shuts down as a appropriate heel should by bashing Toronto and says, "I'm from Winnipeg, idiots," which was cool.
That was great.
Jericho threatens Schiavone with a bat. Sting's music hits. Schiavone with a bat up to his face goes, "It's Sting," which is absolutely stupid. Sting comes out with Darby. Darby gets on the microphone. He's not very good. He teases that there's dissension with Sammy Guevara, and then finally reveals that Tetsuya Naito is going to be their partner tomorrow night at Forbidden Door. Golden Graham, what'd you think of this?
Oh, I mean, it was, they kind of ruined it when they announced that Naito was doing a meet and greet at Collision tonight, replacing Hiroshi Tanahashi. But I mean, it's great. Like, it's great. I'm glad we get to see him. We didn't get to see him last year because of sickness, I think. Like, I'm glad that Naito is getting to come over and take part in this.
Absolutely. Kush, what say you, pal?
I feel like, it served its purpose and stuff, man, somewhat. I was kind of like into it a little bit, but yeah, just like kind of what you said, it felt a little bit forced. I get what they were trying to do, man. They had a big reveal and get it out of the way because they have more matches going on. It served its purpose. Yet I knew all along it was going to be him, because it had in the cards and stuff anyway. But yeah, it was all right.
They kind of gave it away when they made it insinuate that it was somebody that Jericho had a past with.
and everybody else in New Japan was already busy.
Yeah. So it's like, it's got to be Naito because it's not Kenny Omega and it's not Kazuchika Okada. And the only other person he wrestled was Naito. Canada, what do you think?
I really enjoyed the secret handshake between Jericho and Suzuki.
Yeah.
You don't see that side of Suzuki, or I haven't yet. So I love seeing that side of him, just playing the goofball Jericho buddy. But this should be interesting where this goes from here. Does this lead to Jericho and staying at All In? Hopefully, this is where it's going.
It's a possibility. I just wonder if Sting could actually work a full decent match as a singles wrestler at his age, because they keep him protected.
Well, if you got one match, you can, knowing that it's your last match, you want to put on a great show. I'm sure he could.
Oh God,
I hope it won't be like John Cena or The Undertaker, though. I mean, hope it'll be a little bit more climatic than that and stuff. I'm pretty sure Jericho's he's a safe worker. He's going to definitely work something out with Sting and make it look credible. So,
all right. Well, moving on here, we got a Miro promo saying that he doesn't kneel before God and he renounces him, and for some reason also renounces his beautiful wife. Guys, Lana's single. I know Canada drives me very excited about that. Is his affinity for Russian blondes.
Well, she's not really Russian, so she's off the table for me.
It's a faux Russian. Yeah.
I don't want no faux Russians.
I don't know if you guys want to comment on this or not. There wasn't really much more to it.
I didn't like it. I thought it was like, what are you doing with the character? Like, this is what you're going to do? You're being the anti-Christian? Really, this is where you go with you? You're the Redeemer and you're the anti-Christian?
He is no longer a Redeemer. He's still
the Redeemer.
This is basically the same thing he was doing before he was out for like almost a year. It was literally the only thing is now he's not answering to God anymore instead of when he was answering to God and being forsaken in his own words. So
I sure hope he ain't trying to take over, man. Glenn Jacobs's gimmick or anything. That's when you know he'll be having red over his face and stuff, man, and having horns and stuff. Like I didn't get what was going on with that, but he was intense and he definitely rolled with it, man. Whatever he was going with that.
Yeah, it was disappointing not seeing him on the show this week, like actually physically on the show, just going back to doing promos. Like, we're going backwards here.
So it looks like we're not going to get Lana signed to AEW then.
Yeah, he renounced his beautiful wife. Maybe he's no longer into women. Maybe that's what he's saying.
Dallas, is he on your list? Dallas, is he on your list?
All right, guys. We are finally at match number 1 here. Swerve Strickland versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. What'd you guys think of this one? Golden Graham, what'd you think of this match?
Oh, I love this match. It was great. I mean, it's everything I expected. I mean, it's a shame, like they said on commentary, I wish this match could have happened when Tanahashi was like maybe 5-6 years ago when he was really the ace of New Japan.
Yeah.
But those chops, like that chop that he gave Swerve that knocked him off the top rope, oh man, that sounded horrible.
Absolutely. Canada Dry, what'd you think of this match?
I thought it was a great match. Anytime Swerve's in that ring, it's so good because that guy is crisp. He is smooth. Who doesn't love Swerve? Like, he can be a heel as he can be the bad guy, but he's just so fun to watch.
Oh.
The one thing was interesting at the end was when he was getting ready to end the match on Swerve, he slipped. And Swerve saved it by getting up and starting to fight him and giving him a chance to knock him down again, which I thought was like, that's smart.
Yeah.
To be able to think quick on your feet and help the guy. Because, like, there's no good way to recover from that. But Swerve kind of helped that along.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real
Kush,
quick,
what'd you think?
Hold on. Before Kush says, I want to say something quick. The jacket that Swerve wore out to the ring tonight was an old school embassy jacket from like the original ROH.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah. I did not realize that. That's pretty cool. Kush, what'd you think, man?
I thought the match was pretty good and stuff. I mean, it really did help Tanahashi and stuff, man. It looked pretty good, stuff, wrapping up for his match with MJF and stuff tomorrow night. And Swerve, on the other hand, Swerve doing what he does best, stuff, man, playing to the crowd and stuff. Doing the whole air guitar thing and stuff along with him. Really made a nice touch. And even with him, man, like, doing all that stuff, he definitely did all he could, stuff, man, trying to put Tanahashi over and stuff, and, having a good crowd into it. So it was a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. I think this was a very solid match. I love seeing Tanahashi over here in AEW. I think that's pretty cool. I'm kind of with Golden Graham too. I wish this was Tanahashi from about 4 or 5 years ago. He has noticeably deflated a lot physically, which is unfortunate. I mean, he was always jacked to the gills before.
What do you figure? He's been going at a high level for like 20 years now.
Oh, he's I mean, people used to jokingly refer to him as Japanese Cena.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's kind of the run that he had in New Japan.
Well, that's Okada now, so
yeah. that's Okada now. But yeah, I mean that was what Tanahashi was before. He was the white meat baby face of New Japan. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow night. After the match, we saw an MJF video promo. And I'm curious what you guys thought about this. I didn't think MJF was going to be there in person. I really didn't. As soon as his music hit, my first inclination was he's going to be on the screen. He's going to say, "I'm not coming to this dumb show. It's not worth my time." I just knew something like that was coming. Canada Dry, what'd you think?
I love the part about I want to go first so I get the hell out of that dump. that was so great. And if you're watching and you're part of the prediction league, that is the match you want to select. The first match of the night. They said it.
Possibly. You never know. Kush, what do you think of MJF's promo?
I feel like it was just, straight up MJF, man, classic him, just putting down everything and stuff, man, the show, man, his opponent, and just feel like he's too important and stuff, man, to be part of it. Kind of like how Rock was when he was in Hollywood Rock. Just feeling like, oh, I'm too good to be here, so I'm going to do it by satellite, by video. And even, man, hamming it up, man, by being like Brock Lesnar, playing a little, jab at him for wanting to be first of the night. That way he can get out of there. I like it. It definitely was classic, MJF, and really had me interested. Definitely loved every bit of it.
I agree. Golden Graham, what do you think?
I mean, it did its job. It's not MJF's best promo, even close to it, but,
Yeah, but you don't have to knock it out of the park every single time.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I guess for me, MJF is just basically a victim of his own success. Like, he sets that bar of expectation. So
so if you set it high every single time, and you come out just a little bit lower, you're like, "What the hell, MJF?"
You just did a video package. That's not good enough, man.
I mean, I will admit, I was like, it ran through my mind. I was like, are we really going to get MJF 3 nights in a row on television? Like, that just seems to go against everything of his character. So
that'd be like a record for him.
Devil never phoned in no Videotron message to Jesus.
Yeah, speaking of the devil line, I like how he said something to the effect of, you might be the ace, but I'm the devil. I did like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, get on my level. You ain't on a level with the devil. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I like that. Actually, you should put it on a T-shirt for real. I like that.
All right.
I hope he comes out to that song again. Do they only own the rights for that one time, or do they get to play it some more?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, it's the Rolling Stones, so
yeah, it's got to be crazy.
It's probably a one-time deal because it's probably really stupid expensive to get the rights to that. Song.
I would imagine that's a pretty profitable property to get your hands on.
Yeah, you never know if Tony Khan can get a deal.
He dishes out that dough, man, and I love it. I love the fact that there's real music in AEW. I love that.
Speaking of rights, real quick, I want to bring something up. Bryan Danielson's old theme song Final Countdown has been sold to a new person. So there's speculation that he may be able to get the rights to play it for a little bit cheaper. So we may get that song in AEW at some point.
I saw that.
Oh, was this the Sony deal?
No, it was a different deal altogether.
Oh, okay.
It was some investment group that
if
bought
he
the
came
catalog.
out tomorrow night to the Final Countdown, that I would lose my mind. Because I love, first of all, I love the song. It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's also that he has a better chance now of getting it also because he's closer buddies with Tony now than when he first came in.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, come on, Tony. Come on, Tony. Give it.
Santa Dry, do you know the Final Countdown? Can you sing it for us? Yeah.
I could try.
We'll have to save that for another show. We got to move on to match number 2. Match number 2 is Andrade El Idolo versus Brody King. Now, here's what I put for this match. It's another very solid match from Andrade. The figure 8 with a woo at the beginning of it, I thought was pretty cool. He's starting to show tribute to his wife. I like that. What'd you guys think of this match? Canada, I'll start with you. Did you like it?
I really like this match. I especially like the ending with the House of Black coming in with the beatdown. And I think Andrade can get over as a face really quickly if he keeps up what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear they're going the babyface route here. He's going to find some people to help him go up against the House of Black.
I originally thought it was going to be Roosh and Vance, Preston Vance, but I don't know if they're going to do that now.
Yeah, I don't know either. Golden Graham, what do you think of this match?
Another great match. Like, it's just, there hasn't been a bad match on Collision these 2 weeks yet. I really like what House of Black is doing. I like this ending. Like, it makes sense. And it's not an overused DQ ending. Like, AEW use them very sparingly. So when it happens, it's really effective, and I like it. And of course, Julia Hart, she's just looking good standing on the ring apron. So,
and I like the little sequence at the end too, where they get Andrade's mask and Julia Hart holds it up like she's like sacrificing the mask to Malachi Black, whose face is just on the screen. Like, I thought that was a pretty cool stuff.
Wouldn't it be cool if Malachi Black came out with the mask next week?
It may happen.
That could happen.
That would be so sick. Like, that's Malachi Black's creative mind going if this happens.
Absolutely. Kush, what do you think of this match?
Oh, I liked it. I liked, man, from the beginning of it and stuff, man, especially like what y'all just pointed out, with him, the hard hits, Brody Lee and stuff, man, showing what a big, man, versatile guy he is, flipping around everywhere, showing his, power and striking ability, along with Andrade and stuff, man, with some of his moveset. It's the first time these guys ever had a matchup here on AEW, and why not, man, on the newest show, Collision. But also, I like the fact that, they're kind of playing into Andrade, man, being this helpless, turning phase, which before something he was a heel, and having these guys and stuff, man, who are menacing and stuff, man, beat him up and stuff anytime they chance to get. For good storytelling too, with having Buddy Matthews come in there and beat him up. That way, Brody King don't have to suffer a loss like he did last week, and with him getting all that, man, private social media about he tapped into his girls' man signature move, all week long. Really going to play about that.
Ooh.
I wish he would have done the shred. He's with Ric Flair or something in his last match, well, at least the latest one, doing the strut and all that. I wish he kind of did that too in the matchup.
He's getting there.
He might. He may never.
He's introducing more and more Flair mannerisms every week now. He's going to turn into Mexican Flair.
Just come out the robe and that mask on. He'll be good for it.
You just got to get that woo down. It needs a lot of work.
He needs some Wu-Tang.
So.
All right. Well, the next segment, Tony Schiavone, who's earning double pay tonight, guys. He's earning his check. Schiavone is back in the ring, and he introduces Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. Now, they came out to Christian Cage's music. Christian Cage was holding the TNT Championship belt. And he comes out. Obviously, he's a Canadian, so he's getting cheered. So he's got to do the Jericho thing and get on the mic and run down the local sports teams. and talk about how horrible Toronto is, because that's it. He spent 5 minutes trying to convince the crowd to boo him, which was pretty funny. He's claiming to be the TNT champion, guys. What do we think about where this is going here? Golden Graham, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I imagine the end game has to be Luchasaurus turning on Christian. Like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a double turn where Jungle Boy comes in and takes out Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy aligns with Christian, maybe.
So what you're saying is that Luchasaurus is Virgil and Christian Cage is the $1 Million Man.
Pretty much, yeah. I will admit,
like, what do you think, man?
That's the kind of vibe I got know too. Like right away when he was holding the championship more than Luchasaurus, I'm like, this is some kind of $1 Million Man thing I don't know about. Only difference he didn't buy the belt. I was just like, no. It was kind of like a mixture of that, and also with Bryan Danielson was Daniel Bryan, and him and Kane were the tag team champions. He come up saying, "I'm the tag team champion." Like you didn't win a damn thing, and yet you're going to be the TNT champion. That's some good stuff. That's some good heel stuff. Trying to play the crowd like they're stupid, like they don't know that Luchasaurus did that all along against Wardlow. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Christian Man going to his bag.
Canada, what do you think, man?
I have an interesting thought. What if when Canadians came back to Canada, they just embraced it and just celebrated it? And then you're even a bigger heel next week when you go back to America.
I agree with you, because like, look at MJF. He goes to Long Island. He's the biggest baby face in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, just use these people on your side to make your points. Say all your same shtick, but as they cheer you, you get all these people saying, like, go, evil guy.
Jericho, they're old school, though, man. Like, MJF's a younger guy. The younger guys are okay with that. I think the old school guys are like, I'm a heel. That's it. I've got to be a heel. Go. Doesn't matter where I'm at.
When Brett was heel in USA and face in Canada, that was some of the greatest wrestling promos I've ever seen. 1 week he's getting cheered, 1 week he's getting. That was so good. I love that stuff.
Yeah, and that was the whole like nationalism thing kind of rolled into that storyline, though. Like if something like that were to be brought into play here, where the Canadians were playing up that we're better than Americans because we're Canadian, then that would make sense.
I would love them to do that again. Like, that would be so cool.
I mean, on that, I'm surprised like Christian didn't throw out like, yeah, I love Canada so much that I moved to Florida. Like,
yeah, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting them to say something like, and I hated Toronto so much that I moved to Tampa, Florida to get away from you idiots.
Who beat you in the playoffs now?
What would be even better is you like play up Montreal's better, Vancouver's better. Like you just name the other Canadian cities. Right. Anywhere but Toronto.
Be like,
all right. Well, the next thing that we saw here was a video package of the Owen Hart tournament participants, specifically kind of centered around hyping up tomorrow night's match between CM Punk and Satoshi Kojima. Now, I like this video package a lot. I thought this was really good. All the participants kind of gave a little statement for what they want to achieve, how they're going to win. I like it. I like that. I thought these guys put themselves over pretty well. Golden Graham, what do you think about this package?
Oh, I love this video package. It highlighted everybody. It put spotlight on Punk and Kojima, who have their match tomorrow night. Like, I mean, other than for some reason Dustin Rhodes, who didn't get to say anything, which is kind of weird. It's like sort of like the afterthought of the whole thing.
I forgot that Dustin was even in it, to be honest with you.
You know, guy's not going to win when he doesn't get a little spot to say something.
Right. Kush, what do you think of this package? Do you have any thoughts on it?
It was good. I mean, it was a good package to where, you know, they were highlighting and all the guys who were in it and stuff. And I kind of wish that, you know, they did a little bit more like kind of like an interview style other than outside just CM Punk and, you know, which I know is going to be tomorrow at Forbidden Door. But another thing I like about it is it's like the best of, like it's kind of like they did with the Best of 7 series, where they go from one show to the next show and stuff with various matches and stuff. You know, every other show you're going to be in, whether it's a pay-per-view or TV show, you're going to get a match and stuff here and there. I really like the quality of that and really showcases the stuff in to a degree. So it was pretty good. I'm looking forward to that Punk match and stuff, man, with him. I'm looking forward to even seeing the women's matches though too. You know, which is something that we're going to probably be seeing for the next few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, what do you think?
There was those hockey promos at the end of the game when they're like, so what do you think about your game night? Well, the whole team pulled together. We worked as a unit. We stayed focused. We were disciplined. And we got a little bit of luck and put the puck in the net. What can you say? The goalie was really good tonight. That's your classic after game hockey promo. That I was just listening to Cush and it reminded me of that. I liked the fact that Roderick Strong was saying that Jim Neville Neidhart was his trainer. Who knew that? I didn't know that.
I didn't even know that. I had no idea. I had never heard that before. That was cool. I like the fact.
It would have been cool for him to be like Owen Hart's tag team partner.
Yeah.
Jim Neville Neidhart. Like just to get that little Owen connection. That's my only beef with that.
Yeah, that would have been a good place to interject that. Yeah, I completely did not know that. I didn't know Jim Neidhart trained anybody.
Neither did I.
Much less Roderick Strong, who's one of the best technical wrestlers today. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, this goes to show that even if you can't do some of the stuff that other people can do, you can still train people to do it. I can't do it, but you can.
Well, you know the saying, those who can't do, teach. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you look at the sports world, you see it all the time. You see like a middle of the pack, like MMA fighter that was just not really that great, but he ends up being like a Hall of Fame level trainer after he retires.
Well,
I mean, you see this.
Have you guys seen Monster House or not Monster House, Monster Factory?
You were telling me about it. I haven't seen it.
This is a show on Apple, and it's this guy who couldn't make it past the indies, and he's gotten more people into AEW, WWE than any other wrestling school around.
Wow,
people like QT Marshall is one of his students.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you just got to have a good like philosophy for teaching and have the basic fundamentals down. Like, you don't have to be an expert in any of them, but you teach those fundamentals to somebody who might have a lot of charisma and, you know,
you tell them and you nail their strengths down, and you get them to know you're doing this a little wrong. If you could just get a little bit more flair or something like that, and you really accentuate their strengths and encourage them where they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on to match number 3 here. Willow Nightingale versus Nyla Rose with Marina. You don't know me, Shafir.
I don't know her. Who is she?
I'll get my thoughts on this one first. I mean, this match was okay. It was nothing special. The highlight of it for me was Nyla Rose yelling at a random Canadian, "Shut up, you moose licker."
That definitely was mine too, for sure.
I mean, the match was okay. It was nothing special. Nyla Rose is really not that good in the ring. I mean, she's very green. What can you say? Willow did the best she could to get a good match out of her. Kush, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like, it was right where it needed to be, right in the middle of something, where nobody really cares stuff that much. Just, have that come in and be what it was, have Willow, man, try to look good and all that stuff, because I have a feeling that she might be in the finals stuff anyway, because how way she's being pushed and stuff. In fact, I feel like it might be her and Sky Blue who might be meeting each other in the finals, possibly, because Sky Blue, she's been having a run, man, for a while ever since she got signed to AEW and all. So yeah, I mean, they may be buddies and stuff now, but how buddy are they going to be if they keep on going further in this tournament?
Right. And I guess I should go ahead and mention, what happened immediately after the match. The Outcasts come out and surround the ring. Sky Blue runs in, makes the save with a steel chair.
It's Sky Blue.
It did its job hyping up tomorrow's champion versus champion match at Forbidden Door. Sky Blue obviously is getting some kind of elevation here as well in a more prominent role. Canada, what do you think about all this?
Have you ever tried to get close to a moose?
No.
That it's moronic. Do not do it. I see these people in the national parks in Canada, more in Alberta, where there's moose that are walking around next to the highway, and they're getting out of their cars and trying to get closer and closer to get a good picture.
Oh my God!
That thing will ram you down and kill you.
See, people do that here. Like people in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like if you go down south to Tennessee and go to like the Gatlinburg, the Pigeon Forge area where Dollywood is, people get out and like try to go up close to black bears and take pictures of them. And it's like, dude, please don't.
or you know what? Please do. Let natural selection.
Yeah.
No. Bad Sunday school teacher.
Yes, that'd be very funny. So that we put in America's Funniest Home Videos, please.
Mr. Graham will be teaching Darwinism in his next class.
Darwinism is, what kind of Sunday school teacher are you? But the reason I bring this up is because you can't lick a moose. It'll kill you first. You just can't lick a moose.
That's kind of like being allergic to stuff and to bees and trying to hit a beehive. Yeah.
Now, Canada, is moose liquor some kind of like, is this some kind of pejorative here? I mean, is this some kind of like, is there some sexual connotation to this?
I think I've heard this before. Moose liquor. I've heard this, but I don't know where it comes from. I think it's just one of those stereotypes that they just try to put a twist on.
I kind of remember that one commercial or something, man, where that woman was talking to that one woman and saying, "Oh, shut up, man! You lit liquor." It kind of reminds me of that. That's what kind of
is it like that, or is it like boot liquor or something like that?
Just change it to moose liquor and have her say "a" at the end of the sentence.
Moose liquor, eh? But this match getting back on track here. This match, it was serviceable. Willow's not absolutely smooth herself.
Yeah.
So having two of these fairly green women, I don't think they meshed well together at all in this match. I hope that nothing against Nyla at all, but I hope she doesn't get re-signed. I think that she's doing herself a disservice and the fans. Obviously, she'd take the money if she could, right? But
Joe Graham, what'd you think?
I'm right with Canada Dry. Like, it was an okay match. Nothing memorable about it, and I've never been a fan of Nyla Rose. I've always thought she was just like relatively unsafe and just not a good worker. So
I feel like Nyla Rose is one of those originals that they're just going to let her contract quietly expire, like all the other ones that they signed, and then realize they didn't hold a lot of value when they signed better people.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when you're building a sports franchise. When you're rebuilding, you get whoever you think can help you win. And as you're going, you're like, I have a chance to upgrade this position and this position and this position.
Yeah. It's just business.
I'm putting you on waivers. I'm trading you. And
it's kind of like she's like their own. It's kind of like that she's like their own man, Nia Jackson in some ways. Like there's not really much difference between the two and stuff at all, in my opinion. They are unsafe. They are, probably these big monster houses, but they're doing way more than just hurting people and stuff, man, either intentionally or unintentionally. So,
I don't think Nyla is really hurting anyone. But
it's been she did at the beginning. She injured Stat. Like, she was part of the reason why Statlander initially injured her knee.
Yeah.
And there was a couple other ones, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that they rushed her because they needed a lot of different people at the beginning.
Well, yeah, they needed that monster heel.
And it helps with the her sexual orientation.
Yeah.
So that helps, but look, we're for everyone kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much a reality here. I mean, she's green as grass, though. She is. I mean, she's been there for years now. I mean, it was
Did you
different.
guys see what was his name? Mark Henry said about Orange Cassidy?
I did, but why don't you recap it for us?
So pretty much at the beginning, he says, I try to talk to the wrestlers and help them as much as I can. And not everyone listens. That's the key part of that. You see, he went on to praise Orange Cassidy. And he also said, you see it on the card, the ones who are listening to me. That's what I really took out of that whole thing, is that there's people that he's trying to help that they aren't really running with what he's saying.
Shots fired, Hangman Page.
Well, you know what? I mean, and that's their fault though too, because you got guys like him, Big Show, and Chris Jericho. So you can't really say there's a lot of veterans that you can't just come up to and listen to stuff. I mean, they're there right there for a reason and stuff. They want to keep the business going. And if you don't want to get further in your career, that's on you and stuff. You'll definitely see why. Yeah,
they said Orange Cassidy was a sponge, and he wanted to know more and more. Like, why wouldn't you want to know as much as you possibly can?
I mean, you can absolutely see that. Like, for me, Orange Cassidy is night and days better than when he first got to AEW.
Mm-hmm. And it's showing though too in his work.
Because when he first got, he was literally nothing but his gimmick, and I hated it. Yep. After about 6 months, like, okay, I'm over this. I don't. Yeah, cool. You can do a kip up with your hands in your pockets. I don't care.
Yeah.
But ever since they gave him that title, so like the last 6 months, like it's like literally like proverbial like rocket strapped to his back, and he's just taking off.
Yep, I agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. Ever since he became a champion and stuff, he definitely put the workhorse in that championship and made it like which is really what they wanted all along. And he really proved it. And he elevated that championship, making him like the biggest man, probably like one of the biggest workhorse championships, man, right now. Even past other people like Wes Lee with the North American Championship, or even like Gunther with the Intercontinental Championship. He really has elevated that much to where they're doing side by sides to his title offenses compared to people like Roman Reigns and MJF and making them look bad. So fair play to Orange Cassidy and stuff, man, for making it another name for himself other than just being the silent wonder who put his hands in his pockets.
Well, wasn't he really, when he came in, wasn't he kind of behind the Best Friends?
Yeah, he was.
As they're kind of their sidekick?
Yeah.
And then
like there were many times that he just came out to the ring with them and just stood there.
And he was kind of like
the of the day.
Now it's the other way around.
Yeah, now they're sitting behind him, man, being his lackeys.
You know, I've never been a fan of the gimmick. I don't like the gimmick. I still don't like the gimmick, but I can't deny that he's a very talented wrestler. I mean, he is. He's over.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a great entrance theme. You know, I don't like the hands in the pockets thing. I think it's stupid, but he can go. He really can. You can't deny that.
I wouldn't mind seeing a triple threat match if like I said, they're not going to do this, but I wish, man, right now they could have a triple threat match between him, Austin Theory, Wesley, and maybe even Chris Sabian. I would love to see that kind of matchup. I think he can probably hang with every single one of them.
I want to see a heel Jungle Boy versus Orange Cassidy at a pay-per-view.
Ooh,
that would be good.
That'd be good. That would be good.
I think if Jungle Boy did turn heel, I think that might be the way to go. Have him turn on Orange Cassidy and say, you know, this goofball who sticks his hands in his pockets and doesn't take the shit seriously is getting like all the shine, and I'm not, and I'm one of the four pillars.
Yeah, and he's no longer Jungle Boy. He's just Jack Perry.
When he goes heel, he's got to go just Jack Perry. He's got to completely get rid of Jungle Boy.
And don't call me Jungle Jack.
and the worst part about it is, though, is not only is he more over than Jungle Boy, he's even doing it without even saying much at all, which they're trying to do with Jungle Boy. Crazy.
I just want to take a moment just to kind of recognize some people in the chat. I've been a little lackadaisical about that. We've got Justin here with us.
Hey, Justin!
What's up,
Good
Justin?
to see you, man. Monaco is here. Good morning to Monaco,
morning.
Wherever you are in the world.
Morning, good evening.
Caleb, what's going on, Caleb? And Noob. How's it going, Noob?
I just want to give a shout out to Caleb. Hey, Caleb, take your pants off.
Hi-yo. This is after dark, after all. So, yeah. So, Noob did ask, is Move Slicker an insult? I think we kind of touched on that a little bit. I think there's some
You know what is the biggest insult to
What's
somebody
that?
in Canada?
What?
It's fighting words. If you say this to me, you goof.
You goof.
If you
Really?
if you were to say you goof, you're just an effing goof.
Oh wow.
That's fighting words. That's like hold me back.
Really?
That's-
Huh.
In
That's
Canada,
like-
that's the thing. You call
That's like
someone
someone
goof,
you-
it's go time.
That sounds like you would be insulted me if you were in elementary school or something. I don't get
No,
that.
no.
Okay.
Goof is like something else here in Canada. It's meaning like
Oh, it's so polite of it.
just
That's
like
an insult.
deep down insult. It's like horrible.
Oh wow. So it's kind of like don't refer to like a dumb Polak and don't refer to a Canadian goof, I guess.
I'll call an English person
Yeah,
wanker. I guess
just do not use goof to a Canadian. That's all I say. Just don't even use it.
it's kind of like y'all's wanker for English people. I guess. Like
To be
okay.
fair, I think you're the only Canadian I know Canada dry, so you're safe.
And now, if you say it, I'm coming after you because I informed you.
Isn't Brie Canadian too?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Bree is
yes, she is.
Canadian.
She's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
real Canadian. She's from Saskatchewan.
I thought you were gonna say Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon.
Like, isn't there a Saskatoon?
Saskatoon
Yeah,
is
grown
a
up.
city in Saskatchewan.
Oh, that's not
Wow.
even right. That's messed up.
I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
You live in a tongue twister.
Yeah.
I'm from
Well, you know where the other city
Saskatchewan.
is. It's Regina, Saskatchewan.
Regina.
Yes.
Regina.
It's like a kid who can't say it right.
Mm.
Regina.
All right, guys, let's get back on track here.
Oh.
This next segment, I don't think I'm going to go through the round table on this one. Scorpio Sky had a promo hyping his return, just mentioning that he's a former tag champion and a former TNT champion. Not really much to see here. Do you all have any thoughts you want to share on this before we move on?
Yes,
Can't wait to see
I
him
thought he was
back
supposed to
in the
wrestle this week. I thought he was supposed to wrestle, and I'm like, he ain't wrestling after all that. I mean, hopefully next week he will. Hope he won't be like Vera Mahan and keep on doing promo after promo to promo. He'll do my guy with that.
It's coming to Raw.
Yeah, I'm coming in this week. No, I'm coming in next week. Keep on waiting.
Scorpio Sky. is
Yeah.
Can't be,
coming.
you know what? It can't be as bad as the Glacier promos in WCW.
Oh, the Glacier Pro. Glacier is awesome.
He's
Well,
also in
what
a
about
bad
the
way too.
Boogeyman?
So movable.
The old cheesy Mortal Kombat rip-off scenes with
Like,
the strobe
there was
lights.
like, it felt like 6 months of promos hyping up Glacier.
Do
Like,
you
it
remember
was,
when Dustin Rhodes was 7
Yes.
Yeah.
that was bad.
and he was coming out to the ring with this gigantic entrance where he's hovering to the ring?
He looked like a professor.
And then it's just like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yep.
I
He's
was
like,
like, all that big entrance to say, I'm not doing this shit.
he's like, I come out here. They got me out here looking like Uncle Fester.
Whereas with neither mask on.
Yeah, I think the time what to do 7 was when he was fighting some, who was it, Dark Order? But they were making fun of him. It's talking about 7, and they had a chance to maybe bring 7 back, but they didn't
Yeah, what? Yep, I remember that now.
because they wanted him to join Dark Order as number 7,
Yeah, they want him to be number 7.
which
Oh,
would have been so
yeah.
cool.
for the whole like 5 of us that would have got the reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, match number 4, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Jeremy Prophet, who had no entrance. Now, guys, when there's a guy who has no entrance and he's already in the ring, you know he's going over, right?
Mm.
You couldn't
This
even
should
keep a
be
straight
your,
face saying that.
Jeremy, this should be your Deadly Saints name.
Jeremy Prophet.
Jeremy Prophet of the Deadly
You know,
Saints.
when they first like went in with the camera, I was like, what the hell? Hobbs is wrestling Prince. Yeah, I mean, this was a squash match. You know, what do you think about it? Canada Dry, what do you think about this?
I just needed to get Will Hobbs some TV time, and it did what it did.
Joe Graham, what are your
It
thoughts?
did nothing. I'm over seeing how I feel like they gave Hobbs the TNT title and then they took it off him. He's like, okay, just go back to doing squash matches. It does nothing for me. I know Hobbs is capable of squashing a no-name jobber in 3 seconds. Like, that's not why I want to see him.
Yeah, I think it was
use-
just like we need to keep him on TV. We need to keep him in people's minds. So
They're gonna start doing the Ryback thing eventually and just start having them with 2 jobbers.
No, please don't. No, no. Because that
Kush,
eventually
what'd
might
you
Oh,
be
think?
I
like,
would love it if he came out and saying "Feed me more." just to bug,
oh,
just to bug Ryback.
What if he
just to get under
what if
his
he
skin.
came out with the giant book of Hobbes? It's really just like Moby Dick, but it has Hobbes written on it, and he opens it up and he just says, "Feed me more."
oh my God. Could you
Oh
imagine?
no, he opens up the book of Hobbes and there's a secret compartment with a sandwich.
Ryback would lose his mind on Twitter.
Yes, if they used his thing. Oh, man.
WWE's tried to suppress my social media, and now they've got AEW making fun of me on TV. Kush, what'd you think of the squash match, buddy?
Yeah, I knew it was a squash match right off the back and stuff, man. As soon as he came in with that poor future victim and stuff, and he looked good and everything. I mean, he kind of like I said, you say like he's like Ryback. Well, hope he'll be better off in Ryback and stuff, man. His career is concerned and stuff, because I won't wish that on anybody. But
Kush has a bit
not
of
as I
the
digress.
Ryback look.
Shout out to him, man. Actually supporting man in Harlem Heat and stuff with Booker T and see all flame and stuff.
Kush, your look kind of looks a bit like the Miro haircut. Get the shaved and the beard.
Shave head, nice beard. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the Miro look
Now, do you
going
want to
on.
announce God and Russian blonde women here on the show?
Do you want to renounce them or you can't keep them?
That's not me. That's not at all stuff, man. That's all good. I'll let him go ahead and I'll let Hitman have that saying on him. That's good.
Yeah.
No, don't put that
All
evil
right,
on me with
guys.
the body, please.
We are officially at the main event, gentlemen. Match number 5. FTR, Punk, and Starks versus the Guns and Bullet Club Gold. Now, I have to point out right off the bat, and I kind of thought this was going to happen once they got out of Chicago, 50-50 mixed reaction for Punk. CM Punk chants, massive boos, people flipping them off. It was interesting. Very interesting. Really good match. I enjoyed the match. I thought it was interesting that the fans kind of got behind Bullet Club
And the Guns.
And the Guns, and
that
viciously
annoyed me that they were
booed
cheering the
anytime
Guns.
Punk got any kind of offense. The only time they cheered for the baby faces is when there was a hot tag to Starks. And then they started chanting Starks over and over. And then when Punk gets in towards the end, they're right back to supporting the heels again. Canada Dry, what do you think of this match?
Yeah, it's interesting that entrance. You got a mixed reaction there. You got the CM Punk people. Yeah, there was some CM Punk chants in the match too.
It's about 50-50.
Yeah, so and that's just the kind of guy that Punk is. He's going to take a little bit longer to warm people up than the Elite, I think, because he's outspoken, and it's just how it works with us people. When we're outspoken, it takes a lot more to smooth over. So I got Joe Graham here to smooth over stuff for me when I spew.
Owen Hart fan
Smooth it over, Joe.
Wants to see me and you get signed to AEW. So
I'm down. Let's do this.
I would
What
be.
would we do? What would we do?
I'd be down to join the commentary team or do ring announcing.
Look, let's be honest. We would clean the toilets if they asked us.
Yeah. Guys, can I pick up the sweaty towels off the floor?
Chris Jericho, Alex Haney wants this underwear. Are you okay with that? Alex is going to watch this. I love you, Alex.
Joe Graham, what'd you think of the main event, brother?
I mean, it was a good match. It was fun. It was fast paced. It was chaotic. It's everything that you would want out of an 8-man tag match. I'm glad that Jay White got the pin. He needs to. They need to really start giving him some big wins, especially if they're really going to make the Guns part of Bullet Club. Like, if he's going to be the leader, like, he needs to be strong, book strong, and look like a credible threat.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think that I was glad as well that they gave Jay White the pin because I want to see him start breaking out a little more and being more of a star. And if they can make him the de facto leader of this new faction, I think it might be moving that direction.
Yeah, I don't want Jay White and Juice Robinson to be a tag team because then you have 2 tag teams.
Hey guys, it's Juice Robinson. I'm here to win all the matches.
He's like a guy that's a really shitty DJ on the radio station.
No, he reminds me of like I always used to hear like the way Conan used to describe Jeremy Borash is like the guy at the carnival that's like doing the little tilt-a-whirl, and he's like, "Does anybody want to go faster? Does anybody want to go faster?" That's kind of what Juice Robinson sounds like. Kush, what do you think of the main event, man?
Wait, can you make tilt-a-whirls go faster? There's more than one.
Whatever that I don't think it's the tilt-a-whirl. I think it's like the vortex or whatever.
The
Okay.
gravitron.
I was like,
the gravitron where you like stick to it. And does anybody want to go faster?
I do.
It's like, yeah, because sit there and just sit up like just. Oh, I love doing that thing as a kid. I get on it like 50 times in a row.
No, you do. You bring on like a Slurpee on the vortex with you and hold it up and see if it goes around.
Or you drink the Slurpee and then vomit on the vortex.
Yeah.
Yes. So either way, everyone's sharing the Slurpee with you.
All right, Kush, what do you think of the main event, man?
I think it was, it was service purpose and stuff, man. It had a real good reaction to stuff, you know. Even though Punk Man got mixed reaction, you know, that's good because at least they know that he's around and stuff, and they also were supporting and stuff. The bad guys were, you know, fans are gonna do what they want to. They're gonna let you know, man, whether they like you or hate you, and any reaction is a good reaction. However, I kind of had a feeling that CM Punk's team was gonna lose, and I'm glad that Jay White and them, like you said, man, is getting a rub that he's finally gotten. It took a little while, but I feel like this is gonna be the beginning of him and his group of stuff, man, to really start making a run the way that they intended, you know. The only thing I was disappointed was, man, CM Punk not GTS and was not GTS and, you know, Juice Robinson.
Yeah, they're getting that. Bull Club Gold is getting that push.
Yeah,
and the Guns are getting that push. So
I mean, they had a good career, good year so far. I mean, yeah, they beaten men the teams they expected them to beat. They became the AEW Tag Team Champions, and now just tonight, it's something they have a big win, man, with Jay White and Juice Robinson. So it's just been
watch Rampage yesterday.
What's up?
Did you watch Rampage yesterday?
I did.
Yes, I did.
I love that acclaimed spot with the QTV. I love that they're moving them on to the. I thought that woman did a great job rapping.
She did a very good job.
Yeah. You can rap fast. That's what I can give her.
No, she was I was not expecting it to be that good. I thought it was going to be like really horrible.
For wrestling, she did a really good job.
I think she does better than Max Caster. I don't think Max Caster's that good.
Sometimes Caster comes off with some good stuff.
I'll say it before I'll say it again, man. Like I said in the chat, I would love to see her rap against Justine Valentine off a while now. Now that's a good rapper right there. Let's see about that one.
Maybe we'll see Caster and Cena one day.
What about Bowen's saying I'm gay? Like that was a shocker. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good for Pride Month and stuff. I'm glad. I like how they kind of put that together about her hitting on him and all that. And the fans already know about his sexual orientation, so he said loud and proud. So
chanting he's gay.
Yes, that was funny. First time ever. He's gay.
Yeah. He's gay. Stupid.
Like in a positive way at that. No hate behind it at all.
Yeah,
like that's a cool way to do it.
Show how far we've come. Like we're still got a ways to go, but we've come a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we have reached the end of Collision. So now we got to do the thing that we usually do. We got to give our match of the night, segment of the night, and how many bells we give this. Kush, I'm going to start with you.
But isn't this brought to you by some sort of energy drink or something?
I thought we did that at the end, Canada Dry, but thank you for reminding me.
Oh, do we not want to do it?
No, I can do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Before this segment right here, the segment where we give our spots of the night and our bells of the night is brought to you by, as my partner says, Dubby.
That's a good Liam impression.
You can go to www.dubby.gg and use code FNWrestling to get 10% off. Now, Dubby is what you want, guys. If you're going to be up at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday night, and you need to get just your eyes bugging out of your head so you can get on a podcast and talk pro wrestling with some other guys randomly on YouTube. You need Dubby, okay? W.GG, effing wrestling to get 10% off.
Mr. Eyesics, you're going to need it here soon for Twitch when you're streaming Fight Forever, right?
I am going to be on Twitch streaming fight forever on the effing wrestling Twitch channel.
We're gonna have a match. I'm gonna slam your ass so far through that flaming table. That is gonna be burnt for
the
weeks.
first thing that Canada Dry and I are going to do is we are going to do probably the exploding barbed wire death match, and we got to blow each other up. I mean, that's what's going to happen. One of us has got to go.
Question: have you seen both endings to that match yet? The videos are floating around Facebook. It is hilarious.
I love the fact that they were good humored enough to put that in.
Yeah.
Well, time heals all wounds. This has been done like right away. Hell no, that's not going in the game.
yeah, they'd be pissed off about it trying to cover it up. But it's been a couple years now, and it's time to just laugh about it and move on. I think that's pretty cool. I'm looking very forward to this game. I'm hoping that it meets up to expectations because I think it's going to be really cool. Joe Graham, are you going to get it?
Maybe at some point, not right away, but at some point I do intend to get it. Yes.
Do you think that we could get another Mox Omega barbed wire death match sometime soon here?
Ooh.
And do it up properly with a real explosion? Eddie Kingston's back involved.
It's a possibility, man. I hadn't thought about it, but I mean, if this BCC Elite thing carries on, it could eventually lead to that. Or maybe there's a barbed wire death match between the entire BCC and the entire Elite.
Oh, no.
It's going to be exploding barbed wire death match, blood and guts.
What they need to do this time is Tony Khan needs to fly in Onita from Japan.
Oh my
and
gosh.
He needs to be like a consultant here because he was the one who put together all these exploding barbed wire death matches and FMW over in Japan. They need to bring him here as a consultant and be like, all right, tell us how we need to do this shit and make it look real.
Well, the one they did was pretty damn good, except for the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just hire a different.
Yeah, pretty much. Guys
company.
who know how to make things go boom.
We don't get the 4th of July sparklers on the
turnbuckles.
No, you need a backup system in case that one doesn't work. All right, hit the other one.
You know what the guy needed? The stunt coordinator. Do you know what he needed?
What?
He needed some dubby.
If he had Dubby, I don't think that would have happened. He was like alert. Oh shit!
Because see, I have an inclination that this guy probably drank some shitty energy drink that was full of dextrins and
dyes, sugars.
It wasn't as clean and pristine as a good tub of dubby. And if he had dubby, I think this would have went differently. I really do.
You need a tub of dubby.
Dubby. Now King Charles approved.
Dubby.
All right, guys. Favorite segment, favorite match. Give me your bells. Canada Dry, you're up.
My favorite match was Swerve. And what's his name?
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not good with the Japanese names. Still learning. So yeah, that match right there.
Ace.
Yep, the ace. And I figure segment. There wasn't really too many segments in this, but
yeah.
If I think of one, I'll let you guys know. And I'll give this episode 3.5 stars. Or 3.5 bells.
3.5 bells from Canada Dry. Golden Graham, what say you?
So favorite match was probably Swerve and Tanahashi. My favorite, I guess the Christian. I really like the Christian Cage segment.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. That's also mine.
Yeah,
and then I'm also going 3.5 bells. Like it was a solid show. I would have liked a little bit more for it to be the go home show for Forbidden Door, but I mean I have no major complaints.
Yeah, Cush, what about you, man?
All right, my favorite match and stuff, man. I know y'all like that Swerve match and all that, but I feel like to me is more like the Brody King and Andrade match, just because Andrade still supporting Charlotte stuff, man. And also with the storyline going on between Andrade and House of Black and stuff. I love, man, the match and stuff. I loved how the ending went. It's really kind of telling the story and stuff. That kept me interested because House of Black. They do need a storyline rival with somebody, and But Andrade, hopefully he'll find somebody, man, to help, him combat those guys in the next coming weeks. And Collision seems to be that show that's pushing that along. It's really the show in itself, man, is really pushing on other storylines. Like I said, highlighting other wrestlers you ain't seen for a while, like Miro, whatever he's doing, Scorpio Sky when he comes back. I like that part. And my favorite segment, of course, is other than Christian and stuff, man, being like he's a TNT champion and having Luchasaurus, man, back him up for it. Cutting his heel promo stuff, putting down.
You know what?
Toronto, all that.
You're such a baby face, Cush.
I'm not that much. I mean, I'm a
You
can tell.
You're all like acting like you're so goody two shoes over there in the corner.
No. I have my moments of being a heel and stuff too. I'm more of a trainer stuff. If you've seen my profile, my promo stuff, you would know that. But no, that's my favorite segment. And also the rating I would give it would be like 3 stars. I mean, last week's show was good. I give it like a 4.5 stars. Was that good? I wish that was kind of been like the same level for this tonight, but it still was a decent show at that.
Yeah. Okay. So we got 3 bells and 3.5 and 3.5, and I am going to give it 3 bells myself. I thought it was a really good show. My favorite match was the main event. I'm going to go with that. I like the action, the nonstop action in it. I usually don't care much for large tag matches like that, but I really did enjoy this one. I thought it was really good. Segment of the night, it's got to be Christian Cage. I mean, all the other segments were just pre-recorded crap, except for the Sting Jericho one at the very beginning. But I like the Christian Cage one better. I just think Christian Cage does the best heel work on the mic of anybody in AEW, possibly anybody in wrestling right now.
Do you think that Christian's return has been better than Edge's?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Promo wise, yes, definitely promo wise, because he's been killing it every single time he's on the mic. He's definitely been
just like as a star and being on the mic.
Not promo wise, work wise. Like that program he had with Kenny Omega, great.
Yeah.
Like,
Christian is better than Edge. Yeah.
And he don't return near as much as Edge does too. So fair play to that too.
Yeah.
I
profile matches, but I think Christian's a better overall talent.
And I think just like you really appreciate what Christian really could have been in his career had they really utilized him properly.
Mm-hmm.
He was utilized better though in Impact though. So I mean, he wasn't to the V, but I mean, he just, like I say, he just keeps on getting better with time and stuff. I mean, you can tell he loves the business stuff, and he just keeps on doing what he can, man, to contribute. And for him being one of the biggest stars, staying alive.
So long.
Huh?
What was Christian's injury that didn't allow him to wrestle for so long?
I think it had something to do with his shoulder or something like that, like some kind of shoulder.
Spinal, or was it?
I thought it was concussions or something like that.
I
don't remember, honestly.
Yeah. Well, we'll look it up later.
All right, guys. So that's 3 and 3 and 3.5 and 3.5. Now, I'm no expert mathematician here, but I think that averages to 3.25.
Is it 3.25?
I did the math. Will it show on my phone?
What are you trying to do? You're blinding me.
You're seeing lights, man.
You got the glasses, so you're
okay. You got the Firefly lights on.
Will it show? No.
I can't.
It's 3.25. I did the math.
3.25. Well, that one's easy enough to do in this old noggin here that's not very mathematically inclined. So that's good. But thank you though for double checking my math. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we always need a banker to double check, right?
Yeah. So usually we have like who Byron usually does it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Byron's really good at that because
he's a teacher, so
he's a school teacher. He's got learned knowledge.
And then on Saturdays, it's like, I don't know. Hopefully JFB knows math because I don't.
I'm in the same boat.
I was drawing pictures of hockey players when I was in math class.
Calculator was my best friend. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You want to talk about T-shirts? Canada Dry, do you want to do the honors here?
If you would like to buy a T-shirt from us, you can head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees /Effin Wrestling, and you can see this. Which shirts you got? We got the beautiful Natalia Markova wearing our All Effin Wrestling shirt show. What else we got?
We can't forget about the Magic of Wrestling shirt sported by Dollywood.
We got a lot of shirts.
And then we've got some old school wrestling shirts as well.
I love how you do the Adrian bit.
All right, I gotta channel my inner JFB here. I am the JFK, Jeremy from Kentucky.
JFK. Just be careful when you're in a parade. In a convertible.
I don't own any convertibles.
Right.
I don't intend to parade around. I do live in the capital of Kentucky. I don't intend to parade around the Capitol building.
Yes, if you're ever in a parade around the Capitol building, you're like, what the hell did this happen?
But if you like old school wrestling, and I know you do, you could go to prowrestlingtees.com/ and you could get an adorable Adrian Adonis t-shirt, who has an upcoming documentary on the Vice series Dark Side of the Ring.
I definitely want to do an after show for that episode. So if anyone is interested in being on that, hit me up.
All right.
Can't wait to see the Junkyard episode this week. That's gonna be good too.
Who's on Dark Side this week?
Junkyard Dog.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a good one. I'm definitely tuning into that too.
I can't ever watch any of these until after the season's over because YouTube TV doesn't have Vice. So I have to wait till it hits Hulu, like after the season's over.
That's Lean TV though, is a gym man for that.
You haven't watched any of them then?
I haven't watched any of the current season. I've watched the old ones.
Yeah. Get all a Sling. It's worth it, man. That's what they got.
You're like, how many times can Bret Hart get screwed over here? I'm not watching this anymore.
Well, I was telling Liam earlier because we obviously did the highs and lows of HBK today, and I told him, I was like, I've done 3 whole podcasts about Bret Hart since I've joined you guys.
We have that Bret Hart Appreciation Day episode.
I did that one with All Effing Wrestling, and then we did 2 Magic of Wrestling episodes. One about the Wrestling with Shadows documentary.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other one was the highs and lows of Bret Hart. So I was like, I think it's maybe time we move on a little bit from Bret Hart.
No.
Maybe start talking more about Edge or something like that. I don't know.
I will never. We're gonna have it once a year, man. Bret Hart episodes, just how it is.
Once a year is fine. Yeah. That's cool. I'm all right with that. All right, guys. I don't think there's any kind of like ending video or anything here, so I think we're gonna just go ahead and
hold on. Before we go, we got a big show tomorrow.
Yeah. Why don't one of you guys go ahead and
why don't you tell them about it, Joe Graham?
Tell us
so
all
tomorrow on our YouTube channel here, we have the All Effin' Wrestling Show. We're going to do our predictions and previews for Forbidden Door tomorrow night. It's going to be me, Canada Dry, I'm assuming JFB.
Yeah.
And our Lord Ryan Rich.
Don't say our Lord. It's like he's our
Lord of me.
Not AFW, like all AFW.
Our Lord, like all hail. This sounds.
I thought he was superstar, man. I thought he was superstar too.
No, that's Miro's new Lord, Lord Rich Southwood.
Oh God, he really did go to the dark side then with that.
Is it 1:30? Are you? What time is it tomorrow?
Yeah, same time. 1:30 Eastern time, 10:30 Pacific. And I guess I will end the show by saying this. I know that sometimes when we're walking along this road of life, that sometimes things aren't always easy. Sometimes we get knocked on our ass. And it's okay that we fall, but it's important that you pick yourself up and just keep fighting.